when it comes to strength training, I'm going to make a suggestion if you're just starting off. Body weight and bands over iron. Body weight exercises, push-ups, sit-up, jumping. I think this is how you should start, with body weight and stretchy bands. These stretchy bands. Now, some of these are flimsy, throw away. It's more for recovery, rehab. But there are some excellent bands out there that you can get, and you can start doing curls and military presses and lateral raises. You can start doing squats with these and rows.
Remember what it was like, at least for me at my age, when I was a child. Mom basically said to me and my brother and then my little sister, "Let's go outside and play." Well, she couldn't get us back inside because we would be out all day long doing what kids did. We'd move around, we'd run, we'd jump, we'd build things, we'd do all this incredible stuff. And kids just have this natural affinity towards energy and to exercise without actually knowing they're doing it. But guess what? We get older. We live in America, the fast pace. Everything we do these days lends us to be in front of screens, to be sedentary, to not walk, to not pick up a weight and move it around, or to run or jump or do anything like that. And so what we want to do is we want to demystify the idea of where in the world do I start when I want to start my fitness journey? What can I do to get that back? Because I'm going to tell you a statement that a doctor I really respected and read his books for years said. He said, if you have to choose one thing, diet over exercise, choose exercise. Well, with that crazy statement, and I'm going to ask my friend here, Kyle Drew, clinical nutritionist, has dropped in on us to talk about starting your fitness journey. Kyle, what do you think about a statement like that? Was that a shocker?
That's fascinating.
Because could you choose? I don't know if you could, but my gosh, this guy. He shocked me when I read that.
I was a counselor at a boys camp for a couple of summers in Tennessee, Camp Country Lad in Cookeville, Tennessee. And the guy that owned it is a hero of mine, Mr. Malcolm Williams, and he was a strapping farmer of a man. I'm telling you, he didn't look a day over 38, and I bet he was 68.
Nice.
He just worked all day, and he ate whatever he ate. I've known a lot of people that exercise basically covers a multitude of dietary sins.
Ooh, that was great.
But most of the time, I really don't like to say this one or that one. But I think that exercise is so important, to your physician's point, that a lot of people really don't even know how to start anymore. It's been so many years. If you haven't exercised since you were a kid, today's the day that we figure out how to start your fitness journey. And the first thing that I want to let people know is that consistency is the number one goal when starting your fitness journey. It is not weight loss. It is not energy. It is to learn how to be consistent. And because most of us, we raise our right hand on January 1st and we say, yes, this year is the year that I will do it. And we start going to the gym, and 2 weeks later, we're done. This is the norm, not the exception. I'm telling you, this is what people go through. And I'm telling you, for whatever reason, consistency has been a problem if you haven't continued to do this year after year after year and exercise consistently every single year. So consistency is your number one goal. And the best way to do that is number two.
Okay.
Number two, how to start your fitness journey. Here's how I say it. Do so little that you're embarrassed to tell your friends.
Preach that.
Do so little exercise that you're actually embarrassed to tell your friends. I will never forget. I was working on Doug Kaufman's TV show, Know the Cause. And Doug and I were having a conversation like this. And I was begging people to start slow, build themselves up. And I said, look, if you have to, just start walking and doing laps around your kitchen table.
Right on.
Just do 5 laps around your kitchen table. The next day, do 5 again. The next day, keep doing 5. And then one day, you're going to say, well, that's easy. I'm going to do 10. And after you do 10 laps, then start walking around the perimeter of the inside of your house. Do that once. Do that twice. Then go to the mailbox and back 5 times. Then down the street. In other words, start so slow that, number one, it's a little bit embarrassing to tell anybody how little you're doing, but what you're doing is you do it the next day. Right and on. Then you do it the next day. And what it does is it is hard to actually fail. You are just learning consistency. You're not getting fit. You're just getting fitter, but you're learning consistency. And I think that starting small, some people starting small would be a disaster. You got to go all in or else you're not going to do it. I get it. But for the rest of us, starting small is such a winner, I think, Josh.
Yeah.
Consistency and starting so small.
We're both Okies, so I just want to say this because a lot of people grew up hearing this.
Yep.
Slow and steady wins the race. I love the fact that you're saying, don't go all out. Kyle, there's such a small subset of people that can start out at full speed and keep going forever. Yeah. So the rest of us, as you just said, slow and steady wins the race. Do those little things that you talked about.
Yeah, and
let it build and feel like you accomplished something. I did walk around the table 5 times today.
I know.
I'll do it 10 tomorrow. I'll do it 10 tomorrow.
Listen, I said that for a reason, though. Gosh, I can't believe I didn't finish the story.
Right.
So I said that on the show. Take laps around the kitchen table. All right. Did that on Doug Kaufman's TV show. About 8 months later.
I hear a story coming on.
About 8 months later, I get a videotape. It comes to the studio. We put it in and we're seeing what it is. And it was a woman. And she said, hi, my name is so-and-so. I live in Minnesota. And I saw that guy on Doug's show say that I should do blah, blah, blah. And so here's my journey. And she walked around her kitchen table and she was large and it was difficult. And bless her heart, Josh, she did it. Man. Well, it kept going. The videotape was edited. It continued to show her day after day and then starting to walk around the block. And then she was at a local school on their track.
Incredible.
And it was just walking, but she was shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And her face, is kind of swollen at first, and then her face was just starting to flatten out, the inflammation going away. All of us in the studio were looking at this, and I don't think there was a dry eye.
That's what I was going to say.
This is the power of starting small and being consistent. I keep saying consistency is a superpower, Josh. We just have to keep doing it, and starting small is the best way, I think.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Move
Sorry,
on, bro.
I know.
It's good. No,
I see you getting dreamy about that. I know.
So glad.
I think about this.
I'm so glad because you told me that story before. I would love to get my hands on that tape. How inspirational! Oh my gosh!
I ought to call Doug and see if we've got that. Put it on our show.
Yeah.
Number 3, I think you need to do as far as cardio goes. I think you need really, really light cardio. Now, it became very popular in about the mid-90s. Actually, it didn't become popular until the early 2000s. But there was a study that came out, the Tabata study. And basically, it was sprint training. So everybody started doing sprinting after about 10 years of that study being published. And I was one of them. And I think that is a great way to go if you're younger and or healthy and your joints are fine. Right. And today is not the first day of your fitness journey. But this segment is for those who are on their first day
right.
of their fitness journey. And for you, I don't want you to do sprints. I want you to walk at a pace where you can comfortably carry on a conversation. Okay?
Excellent.
That's how fast I want you to walk. And by the way, if you're brand new, you might go, golly, I can't carry on a conversation at any speed. It's just my heart, That's okay.
Back to the walking around the table.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right?
I'm telling you it's okay. I'm telling you start however slowly, sweetheart, you need to start. It does not matter. I'm tired of people being shamed for starting slow.
Yep.
I'm tired of people being shamed. Bless their hearts. I talked to some folks, and they felt shamed the first day that they went to a gym. They were large, and they just felt embarrassed.
I'm proud that they even made it through the door because most people just wouldn't.
I say, well, I'm not going to say what I would say.
Okay.
I am telling you, you thumb your nose at those people. You forget those people. They have absolutely no right to judge. And who cares? All right. So you got kind of big. Now you're doing something about it.
Right on.
Who cares? I want you to start small. And with regard to cardio, which I believe, frankly, everybody needs.
Right on.
A little bit of cardio every day at a pace where you can carry on a conversation while you're walking. You'll build up over time, but that'll be a different show that we're doing. Today is when you're starting. Unless you have something to say.
Is there a magical minute number that you'd like to see people ultimately get to? Not the starting, but is at that pace, 10, 15, 20 minutes, are you going to get benefit even at those small paces if you work up to a half hour?
Yeah, I think so, Josh.
Okay.
I get it.
People think in those terms, and I just wanted to,
I'm glad
make
you're
sure
asking.
that they're not thinking, he didn't tell me that I need to do it this long.
Oh,
So,
I got you. Well, when you're just starting off, I know that you're asking another question, but when you're just starting off, I don't care if you do it 30 seconds.
Right.
And the next day you do it 30 seconds again. But what you're ultimately saying is, what are we ultimately trying to get to? Dr. Peter Attia.
Thank you.
Please look him up. Dr. Peter Attia has his own ideas about how much, and I think he's got good ones, by the way.
Excellent.
I would recommend that you look him up. But I'm going to say 30 minutes a day, 20, 30 minutes, but I think it ought to be every day.
Okay.
This is over and above number 4.
Right.
All right. Number 4, and we might have to carry this over to the next segment also.
Sure.
But when it comes to strength training, I'm going to make a suggestion if you're just starting off. Body weight and bands over iron. Body weight exercises, push-ups, sit-up, jumping. I think this is how you should start, with body weight and stretchy bands. These stretchy bands. Now, some of these are flimsy, throw away. It's more for recovery, rehab. But there are some excellent bands out there that you can get, and you can start doing curls and military presses and lateral raises. You can start doing squats with these and rows.
Really work on your stabilizer muscles with
Absolutely.
those just by standing in one place.
Yes.
It's so simple.
And I got to say
balance
this.
by holding a table.
Oh.
If you're concerned about, balance issues.
Super important, Josh. Yeah. And the other thing that I like about bands is that you can build up some pretty good strength, but what you are first focusing on with bands are tendons, connective tissue. It will hit your muscles, but in a very unique way, bands seem to help hit the tendons, the ligaments, and why that's important starting off.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you don't want to snap some stuff.
Oh, boy.
You do not want to snap some stuff. And if it's been 10, 20, 40, 50 years since you've exercised, and you decide that you're going to go to the iron room and start lugging the weight that you did when you were 18 years old, I'm begging you. I'm asking you to step away from the ledge because this is about to be a disaster for you in almost every case.
One of our buddies, Dr. Fred Hatfield, Dr. Squat, you'll remember.
That's right.
The thing that he said that blew my mind way back in the day with all these bodybuilders, the guy held strength records that were off the charts. He said something so profound, Kyle. He said, you need to give yourself a good solid 8 weeks of this type of light band type work.
Wow.
Because he said, if you don't strengthen the tendons and the ligaments first, you're going to go in and do something that's going to start a lifetime of injuries. Great point, Kyle.
Wow, Dr.
That was amazing.
Squad. I love it. Well, I'll tell you, there's a few more things to be said. I know that we're going to take a break real quick, but when we come back, I want to continue this and a few more tips and thoughts on the body weight and the bands over iron.
You're listening to some profound and simple health steps to absolutely change your life with my friend Kyle Drew, clinical nutritionist. Do you love what you're listening to? Do you love what you're seeing? Probably not, but I hope you're listening. Anyway, find us wherever you love podcasts and share and subscribe. Ultra Life Today.
Our mission is to take nature's most beloved botanicals and enhance them with our liquid protein scaffold technology. This helps it reach your cells faster and better. With exponentially enhanced bioavailability, you'll feel better every day. Ultra Botanica, the feel-good curcumin.
Remember the thing you've been told to do all your life. Anytime you're thinking about exercise, a sports event that you're going to participate in, what would that thing be that you were told to do and you did growing up in school when you had calisthenics and stuff? What did the coach always do? You still see it today. Professional football teams, hockey, whatever it is, extreme sports, they do something real simple and it's called stretching. Well, we're in Health Journey Strategies for Beginners with my friend Kyle Drew, the clinical nutritionist. Some people call him the meat-eating, tofu-hating nutritionist. He's the Super Health Radio guy for 22 years, co-host of Doug Kaufman's Know the Cause show. He's here with us again to take us into the home stretch about this journey of fitness strategies for beginners. Thank you, Kyle.
How to start? That's always the question. We went over consistency. We've got to talk consistency. What difference does it make if you do it for a month? Who cares? Let's do it forever. Don't put a clock on this. Don't put an end date on this. Just you're going to do it until. We talked about doing so little that it embarrasses you. You don't want to tell your friends because you're starting so small, so conservatively that you don't want to tell your friends. But the reason is because you are trying to build up consistency. We talked about really light cardio. The level of cardio is the amount that you can do and still carry on a conversation. That's the level of cardio. And then we were talking in the last segment about instead of iron room, instead of that kind of weightlifting and strength training, I would recommend body weight and bands. I like this. Now, Josh, I will tell you that there are great books, programs, videos about body weight exercises all over YouTube and everywhere else.
Fantastic.
And I mean, from top to bottom, the entire plan is just body weight exercises, variations of push-ups, squats, all of the body parts covered. I actually love that. It's free.
Right.
You don't have to do anything. You have no equipment whatsoever. But I also have a love affair with the stretchy bands. I got a set, what is it? It's from Undersun Fitness.
Okay.
Undersun Fitness. And my son and I wanted to start working out together. He was ready. But I said, let's start with the stretchy bands. And you know why? I wanted to make sure we built consistency.
Right.
And this is how light we started. Sorry, I'm moving around. This is how lightly we started. We got the stretchy bands. And we picked one exercise for each body part. And we did one set. Just one.
How achievable is that?
We just said, today it's blah, 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 whatever it was. And that was it. And we did that for several months. Now, we did our full body. So we did this and the laterals and the pushes and the pulls, all of the stuff. But we only did one set of each exercise. And then we were done. And my son was like, well, gosh,
that's it?
I don't think that's really going to do anything. Oh, yeah. It's going to build consistency.
Oh, yeah.
And so we did that. And doggone it, Josh, we never missed a day. We did it every single day from June until September of 2022.
And those kinds of things you can do every day because you're not concerned about, I need to recover for a day or two, right?
That's a good point.
All right.
Didn't think about that, but you're right.
But boy, how to build consistency because you can do it every day.
That's right.
And recover.
And then he graduated to the gym.
Right on.
And we go to the gym now. Okay, great. Now we can do the iron and everything else. But the point is that don't go to sleep on body weight exercises. Don't you go to sleep on those stretchy bands. They can be tremendous. So I said that was number 4. Now you tease the other one. Flexibility. The next one is to stay flexible. In the beginning, I will tell you, at least for me, my favorite physical thing to do when I haven't been exercising in years and years and years is stretching. It consistently feels the best of anything that I do. People will say, well, whenever I exercise, I have lots of energy. It just gives me energy. Not me. I've been exercising forever. I'm never energized after I do it. I'm ready to go to sleep. But stretching is different. I will stretch and take it slowly and the full body. And there's just different ways of doing all of this. But slowly holding it, letting the stretch just sit, breathe a little bit, shaking it out, do it the other way. I feel like I'm 2 inches taller after I do a full body stretch, including the spine, people who do yoga are going, yeah, duh.
Of course.
Good job, Kyle. You can stretch.
Right.
Yoga people are so advanced. I think that they have got it together. You think yoga is easy. Not you, but some people, no. Yoga is outstanding. And I used to joke, I said, yeah, it's like stretching with a guru. That's what yoga is. I'm wrong about that, but it's so flexibility, Josh. I think as we're getting older, along with strength,
it equals longevity.
We were at my family, as you know, when my son was growing up, every time we'd go on vacation, which wasn't much, it always involved a water park because my son just wanted to go to the water park. So we would go every year to Schlitterbahn in New Braunfels, Texas. And we would drive down there and we would spend several days at the water park. It's enormous. It's cool. We loved it. One day I am sitting and it's like the end of the day and I'm just trying to relax at the water park and I'm just taking a breather. And we're at a place called the Wave Pool. And the Wave Pool, the waves are coming in and people are body surfing or they're just wading out into it. And something interesting occurred to me. As people were walking into this wave pool, everybody below a certain age had no problem with it. They just walked in and the waves moved them and they're twisting and moving all around, no problem. Everybody above a certain age looked like a piece of stone trying not to fall. They were stiff. They did not move with the waves. And it looked like they were going to break a bone because of how stiffly they walked through those waves. And I thought about that and I thought, oh my gosh, this what I was just casually observing is that when people were getting older, they're getting stiffer. When people are young, they're more flexible. I say, let's be as flexible as possible, as long as possible. And there's lots of ways to do that. But staying flexible, I think, is, it could be at the tippy top of where you should begin. I'm not sure.
You know, when an athlete is getting paid $25 million a year, or a boxer is going to make $100 million in a night from a big bout, and their coaches, the first thing they make them do is stretch. Why do they do that? Because, again, it goes back to what we talked about initially in the band's part of this. They don't want them to get injured. If you're going to pay somebody that much money, you want to keep them on the field. Stretching is a phenomenal form of exercise that will allow you to avoid injury and, I believe, prolong longevity. I watched my brother transform his body by starting a yoga class, going from being a non-exercise guy. He'd surfed for a bunch of years out in Malibu, and then he quit doing everything, and his body changed.
Really?
Okay? And he started doing a yoga class, and I go out there to visit him after he's done. He's about a year into it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was always the hard body in the family, and now he is just unbelievable. All from yoga. Never did anything but yoga.
When he started,
transformed his body.
When he started, don't say how old he was, but was he above 40?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to tell you, there's a lot to be said for this.
Amazing.
And I think, Josh, I love hearing that. There's a wrestler, dadgummit, a professional wrestler.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Now, he created a yoga thing because he was, jumping off the top rope and just destroying his body. And he was a wreck after his career. He began stretching that out. I think Thomas is trying to look that up. Professional wrestler started something like Yoga for Real Guys or something like that. But stretching. And I think that it feels better than just about any exercise you can do in the immediate. Next, when it comes to these next two, numbers 6 and 7, they're so closely related. Let's put them together. When it comes to recovery, you gotta emphasize recovery if you're just starting a fitness journey. Let's start recovering the right way. All of us grew up. Diamond Dallas Page. Thank you, Jimmy. That's it.
Boom.
Man, I love Diamond Dallas Page. He had the best. And let me tell you something. I mean, it was past my time when he was actually wrestling. But this guy is such a motivator. And he basically saved or restored a number of his professional wrestling colleagues who their body was so wrecked, and he did it with yoga. So Thank you, Jimmy. That was amazing. Thank you. Let's recover.
Yeah.
I always grew up with ice on the knee, ice, whatever. Sure. And right now it's very popular to do cold plunges.
Right.
And I understand why.
Different animal.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So you do these cold plunges and it's, kind of miserable, but it's also invigorating. And part of it is it's very anti-inflammatory. And the truth of the matter is, and I could be wrong, I feel like heat is the better choice. I think that circulation is best achieved with heat, almost like a jacuzzi,
right,
like a whirlpool.
Yeah.
Now, I am not against the cold, but I am suggesting that you try heat, especially if it's a full body thing and you don't want to do the cold plunge. Now, if you have an ache and you put, an ice pack on the knee, it's okay. That's fine. But try to do like one of those massage guns and a little bit of heat and see if you don't recover a little bit faster. Give it a try. I'm not dogmatic about this, but my personal feeling is heat over cold for aches and pains.
And there's an approach avoidance to the cold anyway. So if you can potentially speed recovery through heat.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, I don't want to put that cold thing on me, especially not in an Oklahoma winter time.
Now,
right?
a lot of people have gotten used to the cold plunge. Dana White is cold plunging every day, the head of the UFC. Amazing. We watch the UFC together, but he's doing cold plunging every day and feels outstanding, he says. Nice. So I'm not against it. I'm saying for average people just starting off, try heat instead of cold. Finally, rest and recover. We've talked about this a lot on previous episodes, but I need you to do the feel-good stuff, like the foam roller to help just press out those achy, hard spots.
Nice.
I think that these percussive massagers that are more of the gun type thing, that will be so helpful. I think you need the fish oil. I think you need the curcumin. I only like your guys' curcumin, the Ultra Cur curcumin. But you need to be able to prioritize recovery, stress management. When you and I were exercising growing up, we could wake up the next day, feel fine. We could do it every day and eat poorly. As we've gotten older, we have got to emphasize recovery, and sleep will get it done. Massages will get it done. Spices will get it done.
We've been on a journey with Kyle Drew, clinical nutritionist. I'm Josh Bellieu. This is Ultralife Today, and do you love and like what we're doing? Subscribe, share. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. And you know you're going to be seeing this guy again in the future. Kyle, once again, rock on, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Ultralife Today.